After 30 days of challenging myself to improve my self-worth, here's what I learned. If you're new here, just a little over a month ago, I was tired of feeling so down and not liking myself. So I decided to give myself a 30-day challenge to improve the way I felt about myself with a focus on daily body movement. And my goal was to improve my self-worth. And today, on day 30, before my workout class, let me tell you what I've learned. The first thing I want to talk about is consistency. A big reason why I documented this publicly on YouTube is because I struggle with consistency. I always say I'm going to do things to make myself feel better, and then as soon as I experience some bumps in the road, I kind of give up or I get really frustrated. So I was like, perhaps posting this publicly in the fear that strangers are watching is going to make me follow through with what I said I would do. And I'm glad that I did, because today we reached day 30, but it wasn't easy. There are times where I skipped days, but that taught me a big lesson about consistency, which is it's okay if you skip a day or two. The only way we'll fail at consistency is if we just give up on the thing. You know what I mean? The other thing about posting online for 30 days is I have video proof of how I'm thinking and what I'm doing. I've journaled my progress before, but it's a little bit different because I never really went back to read my journal entries unless it was years later. With documenting and making videos, having to edit videos, I have to rewatch my day, and it brings awareness to patterns and habits that I've had. I feel like a lot of the negative thoughts and bad habits I had were really brought up and it's right in front of me. And a lot of these things I already knew I did, right? The difference is now I could put two and two together. It's clear that I feel really shitty, and these are the things I keep repeating in my life. So I can A, do something to change it, or not change it and continue to feel miserable. I'm really glad this happened because it really forced me to look at my thought patterns and behaviors, which brings me into the next point. The focus of my challenge was daily body movement, right? I didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel like I loved myself. I felt really down. I felt like I couldn't do anything. I had low confidence, and I was tired of feeling like this. I was able to understand why and where these beliefs came from, but I was just so stuck in feeling so down I couldn't do anything about it. Which is why I was like, let me start with daily body movement. And I thought, this would have been a fitness journey sort of 30-day challenge. And although I have been focusing on daily body movement and moving my body, there has been a lot of emotional unpacking and work. And that surprised me, but in the best way possible. Like, I am very glad this happened because I'm sure maybe this could have been a full fitness journey and maybe I could have been in better shape because it was so focused on getting fit. But at the end of the day, my goal wasn't to be fit, although I'm not saying I don't want that. The goal was to feel better about myself. It just so happened that when I picked up the camera to record, I was so fixated on how I was feeling that I naturally just went to exploring my emotions. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I really didn't have a plan when I started on where this was going to go and how I was going to document my process. The only thing I would tell myself every time when I picked up the camera and hit record was be honest on how I'm feeling. And of course, as someone thinking I want to improve and change the way I feel about myself, I was constantly thinking about my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions, and that's what we worked through over the past 30 days. And a bonus to that was daily body movement. Now, if you're wondering how I'm doing physically, I feel stronger physically. I don't think I've lost weight. I think I lost 2 pounds in 30 days, which I know is not a lot, but I can tell you why. And if you've watched throughout the last 30 days, I'm sure you're going to pick up and understand. My sleeping habits have been horrific. Only recently has my sleeping habits been improving. So because my sleeping habits have been off, my eating has been off. So I guess we could say that's another thing I learned. If you want to look better physically, yes, body movement is wonderful, but also sleep and eating, especially eating, is very important. And you can't be eating at odd times in the night and then expect yourself to also be losing weight. But again, I'm not so fixated, I'm not so disappointed on that because the thought in my head wasn't, I want to lose X amount of pounds by the end of this. It was, I want to feel better by the end of this, and I do feel better. And as a bonus, I know what to do to reach that goal of losing weight and being more fit. You know what I mean? With that aside, daily body movement has definitely helped. It's helped me feel like I'm being productive, because that I felt like I was doing something good for myself, because I was. I also feel like it helped me mentally be in uncomfortable situations, because I was using ClassPass, which is a website or an app you could use where you could try out different classes. So I would constantly put myself in situations like today where I would sign up for a class and go to a place I've never been to before, and it's always scary and awkward at first, but then I feel so proud of myself afterwards because I put myself in this new environment, in this new situation, I tried this new thing out. And here's the most important thing I would say I've learned in the past 30 days, a little bit more than 30 days. Self-worth has a lot to do with self-belief. The issue was before is I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that I was good enough. I didn't believe I was beautiful. I didn't believe that I deserved to be happy, that I didn't deserve what happened to me. I just didn't, my belief system had crashed. And no matter what others said to me, I just couldn't take it, because I myself did not believe I deserve to be happy, that I'm okay, that I'm strong, that I can feel powerful, that I can rebuild myself. I just thought I would be stuck here. And these are the feelings I'm just going to have to sit with, because no matter how much I try, I fall. But through documenting this and giving myself a time limit, which made me, progress towards something, it allowed me to believe in myself again. I know that sounds so cheesy, but it's true. Like, now I believe I can do something because I have this evidence pool, this positive memory bank I've built up over the last few weeks that I can look back on and say, well, I did that thing. So if I did that, then that means I could probably do this thing too. And slowly I keep building that evidence pool, I like to call, up. Perhaps this is the foundation of self-worth, self-belief, self-love. People would be like, you need to love yourself. You can get through anything. You should hug yourself. You should love yourself. Like, I would hear that and be like, I don't. And then I was rewatching one of the videos, and in that, while just talking to you guys, I say I did this because I love myself. And I saw that and it made me smile, because had you asked me this a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I would say I don't feel like that. But now there's something that's changed within me. And perhaps it's because not only did I say I would do something, although it was difficult, I kept pushing through. I kept pushing through because I was so tired of feeling so down. I was like, I need to do this. Do you know what I mean? It was either you're stuck here or we're going to do something about it. And along the way I learned, doing something about it means you're going to fall. And instead of feeling so shitty for falling, I've accepted that that's just part of life. That's just part of the game. If you want to get better, you're going to have to fall. And when you fall, you get back up. You try again and again and again. Whereas before, I think if I tried something to make myself feel better and I fell, I would take it so personal that I would think, it didn't work out because I wasn't worth it, so I probably shouldn't try anyways. So that shift, I think, was really big. Because now I can't say all of my problems are solved. It's not like I have no issues, but there's just one thing that I understand now, and that's I can do it. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to fall, but I can only fail if I give up and I don't get back up. And perhaps that is the most empowering feeling of them all. But for the longest time, guys, I just didn't think like that. Perhaps I just misunderstood what it meant to work on yourself. And frankly, I think I was lazy and scared and focusing on the wrong things. Because I don't want to blame it all on laziness, because some days I would be so into it and then I would just be so focused on the loss instead of focusing on the fact that at least I tried. And now I'm one step closer to getting to where I want to go. So if you would ask me if this 30 days was a success, I would say yes. I have changed the way I feel about myself. I'm not going to say it's perfect. There are days where I don't feel good. There are other days where I feel great. But at least I know those bad days are temporary. Good and bad both happen. They carry equal weight in the journey of life, and that's okay. that shouldn't stop me from wanting to pursue things. It shouldn't stop me from wanting to be better for myself. And I like that I'm saying that. I want to be better for myself. And I think that's another thing that I brought my attention to was I'm so miserable, or I was so miserable, thinking so much about other people. And I'm done. I'm tired of constantly thinking about other people. Again, I know it's not a flip that I could switch. I can't tell you that next week or next month from now, I'm not gonna worry about what other people think. I know those thoughts are gonna come up because I'm so used to thinking like that all of my life. At least I'm ready to put my foot down and say that my thoughts and my feelings and my boundaries matter more than the hypothetical thoughts and things that people are going to say about me. And finally, the thing that surprised me was as much as I was focusing on a challenge for myself, I was also publicly posting it, right? And I'm sure you probably noticed, but I started to get comfortable speaking to all of you. Before it was so scary to post and I was like, oh my God, what are people gonna say? But now it's like, whatever, like, these are my thoughts, I'm saying it and I'm posting it. And there's been like 40 people who have been watching my videos. And I still can't imagine that because I'm imagining if 40 people were standing in front of me right now, like 40 strangers are actually listening to what I have to say. They're rooting for me. They're connecting with me. We're sharing thoughts. Like, I'm so overwhelmed by the positivity and the kindness that strangers have shown me. Because honestly, again, feeling so down and having a low sense of worth and no confidence, you just think the world is such a shitty place and people are horrible. And you all have shown me the world isn't such a bad place and people aren't all horrible. There are nice people out there. There are people who are also going through the same thing and can relate to you. So I think that's super, super cool too. And now you're probably wondering what's next. I don't know, but that's okay. For once, saying I don't know actually excites me. If you want to stick around and watch, please do subscribe. I don't think I'm going to stop making videos anytime soon. I'm definitely going to continue this challenge of improving the way I feel about myself. Even if I don't post it online, I'm definitely going to do it for myself. Alright, I don't want to be late for my class, so I'm going to head in. And if you've been following my journey, thank you. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for checking up on me. I'm very grateful and I'm very glad you're here. I will see you all in the next video.